9 times out of 10, I'm going to be one of the highlights of your life. Hey guys, Carrie, your favorite conflict cousin. Make sure you like, save, and share this with someone who you think it might help. But the part that people forget is you could be the highlight of people's lives too. Because my light and me fully accepting what that is doesn't dim yours. And it's not because I'm performing or I'm doing the most, and it's definitely not because I'm being up backwards child. It's simply just who I am at my core, who I am at the foundation, you know what I'm saying? My presence brings something real. My heart, it brings something steady. My character shifts the atmosphere in rooms without me even trying. I walk into a room and people already know what time it is, not necessarily because of anything I do, but because of who I am, period. And I want to be transparent because I haven't always been this version of myself. There have been times I've operated in selfishness. There have been times I've operated out of fear. There have been times I've operated out of jealousy. There are times that I didn't have empathy, that I didn't have grace, that I was the villain in the story. You know what I'm saying? I know that about myself. But at this point in my life, I am doing my best to be the best version of myself and the version I believe God has called me to be. And once I made the decision that I wanted to be a better person, once I made the decision that I wanted God to guide me, and I wanted Him to be the foundation, and I wanted Him to be my compass, things just started clicking into place. And it made me realize this isn't just my lane, this isn't just my gift. That this is something that anybody can embody when they are leading with authenticity. Now, is it going to look the same and show up the same? Obviously not, because you're you and I'm me. But when you treat people with kindness instead of ego, you speak life instead of speaking doubt, when you hold boundaries with love, you naturally become a highlight in the lives that you touch. People remember how you made them feel. They remember your energy. They remember the peace you brought when everything else around them was loud. And whether you realize it or not, baby, that is a form of impact. Cousin, I'm telling you what I know. The moment you stop dimming and start owning the light that you carry, the right people will feel it instantly. They'll feel safer around you. They'll feel more grounded around you. They'll feel more inspired around you. So yes, I will be one of the highlights of your life. But the truth is, you can be that for the people who are connected to you too. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to overgive. You don't need to perform. All you need to do is show up as a version of yourself that is honest, that is intentional, and that is moving with the purpose that God gave them. Because when your heart is in the right place, your impact is automatic. Your presence becomes a blessing and your energy becomes memorable. Because I'm just here to remind you to not underestimate who you are. Don't shrink your light and do not apologize for the space that your spirit takes up. Treat yourself well. Treat others with sincerity and let your presence do what it naturally does. Because not only will you become someone else's highlight, you'll also start to become your own. Have a good day.